How you feel?
Feel good.
You are now tapped in with Hood in the Morning. Call in now.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. See, if that's not the realest shit in the world.
Test this out. Now keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about bullshit.
How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past. Why you always in fatigue? Cause I'm a one-man army. My blood don't bleed, and these devils never harm me. I know the magnitude, so I live in gratitude. Negativity has no gravity. Wanna write me out existence. They wanna dilute my blood, strip me of my innocence, because they know who I was. Cognitive dissonance. Send this message through with love, cause I am the remnant. The ancestors knew I'd come. How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past. Little boy in Ohio, smells of the fresh cut grass. Lord know what I know, secrets of an ancient past. Descendants of the mound builders, they make sure that you didn't know that. Tried to say you were native, ooh, but you the ones that made it. Wanna write you out existence. They wanna dilute your blood, strip you of your innocence, because they know who you are. Cognitive dissonance. Send this message through with love, cause we are the remnants. The ancestors knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. They knew we'd come. Oh yeah. How you walking in the future, but still forget your past. You looking for material, but that shit never lasts. Do you even know the real you? They can only see you through a mask. You was walking in the future, but still don't know your past.
You are of it. Certainty is not a measure of knowledge. In fact, confidence often Here's the thing. The Dunning-Kruger effect. It says that the less you know, the more you think you know, and the more certain you are of it. Certainty is not a measure of knowledge. In fact, confidence often peaks before competence. When you know very little, you don't yet know how much there is to know. So everything feels obvious. Everything that you think you understand is clear, but as understanding truly grows, certainty drops, nuance appears, questions multiply. But that's not weakness, that's learning. And precision in language forces a certain humility, because certainty resists, and the loudest voices are rarely the most informed. They're usually just the least aware of their own blind spots. And that's food for thought.
They didn't conquer the world because they had superior technology or they had superior philosophy. They conquered the world because they carried disease, because they were filthy, they were disgusting, they didn't know how to bathe themselves. They lived with animals that carried pathogens like smallpox, influenza, you name it. They carried the plague with them. And when they came across indigenous folks who lived very clean, healthy lives, guess what happened? Do not let them lie to you about these history. They lied to you about history. It was a bacteria war. It was the first biological warfare. Biological warfare.
Anybody else dealing with the plague? Yeah, us too. 2 kids, bubonic plague. Haven't slept in days. And forget going to the doctor now. You walk in, they're like, what the fuck do you want? It's my kids, they're sick. Yeah, join the fucking club, pal. Everybody's sick. I'm shitting my pants as we speak. I just thought maybe you had some medicine. What medicine? It's Motrin and Tylenol. It's at CVS. Well, we've been giving them Motrin and Tylenol. They've been on a schedule. And it works, but then it wears off, you know? And we've been giving it to them for like 7 days now, so I don't know if that's like, oh, what are you, a Trumpy? You a Trumper? Listen, Tylenol doesn't cause autism. Cocomelon does. And don't worry about the fucking instructions and the dosage, all the bullshit on the back. They wrote that shit in the 60s back when kids used to eat lead for breakfast. Kids are built different now. They can have as much of that shit as they want. Nothing's gonna happen. Oh. Okay. Get the fuck out of here, all right? All right. That's the doctor now. And where's all the mask mandates? Right? Where's all the quarantining and all the bullshit? A few years ago, it was like, oh, there's a potential you might possibly get sick if you maybe leave the house. You know what? Actually, you know what? No one's allowed to go to work ever again. And if you leave your house, you're getting arrested, all right? Meanwhile, right now, everybody's shitting their pants and nobody can breathe. But it's like, come on in. Merry Christmas. Let's all sit around each other and eat on top of each other. And we'll all hand each other things. Things that just spend 45 minutes in an incubator with wheels with sick children coughing all over them. That's a good idea. Give me a fucking break already. Look, I know I'm an idiot and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the thing is, I'm a genius and I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Something's going on and no one's making a big deal about it because the TV didn't say anything. Look at this, huh? Art, am I right? Looks like a bunch of mushrooms growing out of a pile of cow shit.
Peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. This video is going to be a lecture on the specific transit Chiron square Jupiter. Chiron is in Pisces, Jupiter is in Gemini. The mode of study is going to be sidereal astrology. And also I have written an article that is available on my Substack right now. So if you don't want to hear me yap and blabber, you want to get straight to the point, visit the Hood Mystic Substack. Link is in the description, or you can Google it. The subtitle of this lecture, which is very poignant, very matter of fact to the point, even though it might seem a little bit convoluted at first glance, the crisis of meaning due to the lack of inner understanding. And so I have some slides prepared for you guys, and I would say a valuable and poignant message in reference to the time that we're living in from an astrological and metaphysical point of view. I hope that y'all can hear me okay. I'm sure y'all will let me know if y'all cannot hear me. If y'all can't hear the video or things of that nature, please let me know. I will set it straight. And so first things first, let's deal with the thumbnail. The thumbnail shows a man and a woman walking through an apocalyptic scene. What you will notice is that there is another set of men and women walking through that same apocalyptic scene. And one group of men and women are carrying a lot of baggage. which is symbolic for the mental, emotional, and spiritual baggage that people carry into this new world and new paradigm. We're going into 2026, which means this is a 1 year. 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10. Chiron is in the third decan of Pisces. Jupiter is in the third decan of Gemini. The cards that rule those decans respectively are the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. In understanding Kabbalah, one must understand that the 10 and the 1 are synonymous. So the foundation and the outcome is synonymous, even though there are no guarantees. The rose knows it's going to be a rose. The oak tree knows it's going to be a oak tree. The cow knows it's going to be a cow. The platypus knows it's going to be a platypus, but humans have no friggin' idea. However, when we talk about natural technology, we have it in abundance. So what do you need in a materialistic world? Do you need a new drone camera? Do you need a PS5? Do you need a new home? A new car? All of the material things that you think that you need going into this new paradigm is going to be equivocated as baggage. And baggage is cool, but then at a certain point, baggage is not cool. If you ever tried to travel, it's good to have just one good bag. Maybe it's a carry-on. Maybe you got a carry-on and you got a luggage bag. Then you travel with people and they got 17 bags. Now you're about to pay a lot of money because they're charging per bag, per pound for some airlines. And now your journey is so much more arduous in reference to if you just had one bag and one carry-on, or one carry-on or one bag. When we are talking about going into a 1 year, the concept is less is more. Because what are we trying to understand? We are trying to understand who we are and what we are. We have been trained and programmed and conditioned to classify what we have as what we are. Aretha Franklin has a wonderful song. It's called "A Rose is Still a Rose." Baby girl, you hold the power. Now, if you saw a rose with a diamond chain, a fleshed out bubble-eyed Benz, riding down I-95, bumping some outcasts, you wouldn't think that that rose is, you would, first of all, you would be tripping the fuck out. Second of all, you would say, damn, this rose got it figured out. But third of all, you would never see that because a rose is still a rose. Like Aretha Franklin once said, baby girl, you still a flower. Meaning your attachments, your materialism has nothing to do with who you are. This has been a programming, this has been a conditioning that begins to reach its peak when we enter into a 1 year. So with all of that being said, let's get into the conversation. We are addressing and tackling, shout out to you, Reggie, peace to the tribe, peace to the collective. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The modality that we're discussing is metaphysics and astrology. And mind you, there are literally thousands, if not millions, of conversations taking place online at any present time. Very rarely do you have the conversation lean into metaphysics. So that's the value of my platform. That's the value of my channel. That's the value of my Substack. I deal with the metaphysics. But one will hear the word and not understand the word. So let's bring it into a form of understanding and overstanding. Metaphysics is the science of the inward and essential nature of things. The inward and essential nature of things, right? The first causes of things, which is so appropriate for the fact that we're going into 2026, a 1 year, a new beginning. If we understand the essential nature of things, we will have a head start versus people who are still trying to figure out how to master materialism. The issue in trying to reach a consensus in the realms of metaphysics and spirituality is that people are still trying to be identified by their survival techniques. And when you are trying to lay out science, it is convoluted because the struggle of survival gets brought into your spiritual teaching. So therefore, I can't give you the truth because you're now paying me. The good thing about this lecture, the good thing about this article, you're not paying for it, so I don't have to lie to you. I can give you the real deal Holyfield, and with that, you can take with it as you may. So let's deal with the wave structure of matter, because in reference to astrology, it might be a higher octave, but it still represents one substance, one law, and one logic. Behind it all is surely an idea so simple, so beautiful, that when we grasp it, we will all say to each other, how could it have been otherwise? How could we have been so stupid? So back to the normal online conversation that you're more prone to get is a debate format, an arguing format, going back and forth format, as if there is no universal truth in reference to the observable reality, the stars, the planets, the moon, the sun, science, nature. When you incorporate emotions and mental ideas, you are now convoluting the actual truth. So the observation of astrology, of course, we can enter in certain biases and emotions and mental things because we're human and we're living a life. The hard part is when we remove that and try to understand it from a spiritual point of view. So there is a point where you can study these objects, that these objects begin to speak to you. These objects begin to guide you because they operate in truth. And truth is like the wind. It is moving you towards a destination. Truth is like a river current. It is moving towards an end goal. You may not understand it, you may not realize it, but part of a 1 year is learning how to submit to truth. And the key ways to open you up is through observation, without mental input, without emotional motivation. Just pure observation. What we observe as material bodies and forces are nothing but shapes and variations in the structure of space. Subject and object are one. So a powerful thing is when you understand astrology and you interpret astrology in reference to your individual life. Towards the end of this live, I will break down the transit through the houses. But before I break that down, I will show you my chart and show you where Jupiter is in my chart, where Chiron is in my chart, to the point where I can begin to explain things that's going on and the healing that needs to take place, which revitalizes me, excites me, and moves me into the right direction when consciously I have no clue. But when I observe the astrology and I've been studying this and I know this and I'm able to interpret, makes all the sense in the world to me. And so what I'm hoping at the end of this lecture, you could leave this lecture and say, man, this makes all of the sense in the world to me. These are the areas of my life that I need to heal. These are the foundations that I'm going to move through in this 1 year, because a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. The pure essence of who you are cannot be denied, okay? When forced to summarize the general theory of relativity in one sentence, time, which is the transit, Jupiter, Chiron, in a square, it's not like this is going to happen in the next 2 years, 3 years. It's happening now. And when it's out of aspect, there'll be other aspects to talk about. But as of now, going into this year, the prevalent aspect is going to be Chiron, exact squared to Jupiter. Space, which is the influences of planetary figures, such as the sun, such as the moon. If we don't have the sun, if we don't have the moon, all of that hot shit that people are talking about online, men ain't shit, women ain't shit. We talk about that on this channel too. Just to show y'all, when I start talking about shit, it ain't me that's just pulling it out of the thin air. People actually think crazy shit, right? People is really crazy out here, and it ain't me being negative. It's me observing the fact that people is crazy as shit. And gravitation. So time, space, and gravitation have no separate existence from matter. Our understanding and overstanding and understanding is representing to our facts of knowing that we have a soul. And the only way that we know that we have a soul is if we spend time meditating. So I have a question. Did you meditate today? I meditated 4 years ago. I don't really get into meditation. So what you going to do? You're going to work at this job. You're going to pay rent. You're going to drive your car around. You're going to look halfway decent and never get in contact with your soul. You're going to book readings. You're going to go from social circle to social circle. You're going to go from man to man. You're going to go from woman to woman. And you're going to try to find yourself in all of these spaces and never find yourself within yourself. A rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. If you want to find secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy got to be in order. When you have negative emotions, when you have disrupted mental frequencies due to AI and social media, your energy is off. If you spend a whole day scrolling, not utilizing the information to build anything, you just in the fucking matrix, your energy is off. Your frequency is your particular channel. Who are you tapping into? What are you tapping into? Your vibration is what chakra are you on? Is your root chakra activated, or is your sacral chakra off balance? Is your solar plexus unactivated? And your vibration is that of a matter. So, just look at this real quick. I just want to give y'all a visual. So, vibration and matter, solids, gases, and liquids, which is all within you, right? So a lower frequency is going to be that of a solid. I'm sorry, a lower vibration. My bad. It's a difference between vibration and frequency, right? Your vibration, when it's lower, is solid, is dense. People is busy. They got a lot of things to do. Man, I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of shit going on. Yeah, man, I've been laying in bed. I've been relaxed. I've been meditating. I've been studying. I've been reading. I've been taking notes. I've been journaling. Liquid is water, but I'll drop another secret for you. Water is emotions. And then you have gas or air, which is the area of the intellect. Gas is a part of you, just like the solid is a part of you. You're just as much gas as you are solid, but the gas is at a higher vibration. The gas is required you to, you know, slow down your thoughts and raise your frequency, raise your vibration, bring you into some form of awareness of God within, which acts as more of like a gassier air version of yourself. So the astronomy of this particular transit, Chiron is in Pisces. So when you think about Pisces, the first thing you want to think about is the Pisces vesica. Okay? The Pisces vesica is the womb. Now, what is a womb? A womb is something that births life, but it also is the void you travel to when you transition out the body. Pisces is the beginning, it is the onset to Aries, but it's also the ending, it is the last sign. Chiron being in this particular constellation and energy sector is healing those final wounds. And now the thing about healing wounds is that it brings about a wound. So from a spiritual point of view or an online talking point of view, nobody want to talk about pain, health, disease, sickness, because that seems to be like a death sentence or the end of the road. However, in reference to Chiron, the sicknesses, the diseases, they activate within the individual the ability to heal. Right, as we get into the mythology in a future slide. So Chiron and Pisces is saying in order for you to rebirth through Aries, you have to actively heal all of the wounds that are coming to the surface in reference to what house Pisces is in your chart. Pisces is in my 7th house. So how do I look at relationships? As if they are the end of the world. They are the ending and the beginning of my life. That's just how I'm made. Right? So the square to this energy is going to be Jupiter in Gemini. Gemini, first thing you want to think about Gemini is the physical and the soul, which culminate and enter into a realm of mental health. So mental health is just like physical health. If you do not strengthen the mental health, then it is weak. However, mental health does need a totem, just like physical health needs a totem. You wouldn't say this person got strong by not doing nothing. Very rarely do you see somebody that is just exponentially strong and never lifts any weights. So the same goes to say, you're not going to find a person with a strong mental health if they are not grounded in spiritual reality. Because the spiritual is the gateway to the mental, the spiritual truth, the belief in God, the belief in higher power, the belief in miracles, right? In Vedic astrology, Jupiter is named the guru. And this guru is within you. It is a part of you that is so smart and so brilliant that the issue with this particular energy is that we are being conditioned and transformed and molded to want things outside of ourselves, whether sexual, material, success, recognition, respect, you name it. People are looking for it outside of themselves, where Jupiter is this genius within you that is available, and there it is you. It operates as a gas. It's not physical. It just operates at a higher frequency that you can access very easily through a consistent meditative practice. This strengthens the mental health, because the mental health is strengthened by the fact that it has an indwelling intelligence or a guru. So Jupiter in Gemini is the part of you that says, I don't need anything. I have it figured out. Not in an egotistical way, but in a way that you know what you know and you know who you are. Because a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. They can make you or break you. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but it is about Aretha Franklin. A rose is still a rose. Shout out to the ancestors, those known and unknown. So what we're talking about, let me edit that. It's going to hurt me more than it hurt you. Slideshow will be available after the video if you want to partake. To do your own research, get your own knowledge, things of that nature. So these two planets, this is the only exact aspect going into 2026, which is appropriate because these are planets that need to be deep dived upon as we move into a 1 year. Doing the shadow work that Chiron presents and doing the inner God work that Jupiter presents. And really getting to a point where saying that this is a square. So with all of that being said, there are things that I cannot partake in moving forward. It's a way that I need to focus going into 2026, that these levels of distractions that I'll just put up with, they're not going to be able to suffice moving forward. So what Chiron and Jupiter does in a square is present a space and a place for us to cut shit off. People, places, and things. This is the mystery of this particular aspect. So let's just address Chiron in a nutshell from a metaphysical lens. Chiron is the archetype of the wounded healer. The story goes he injured himself, but that injury was the source of healing wisdom for others. Whether it was through herbs, whether it was through particular medicines and pharmacies or diet, Chiron knew the answer. Now, if you find somebody walking around on all fours looking like a man, please let me know. But until you find an actual entity or energy that looks like this, then we're talking about something metaphysical, meaning that you within yourself have an inner ability to heal yourself. And the ways for which you can heal yourself are the ways that you are actually injured. So the issue is you cannot fool yourself. Because of conditioning, because of programming, because of keeping up with the Joneses, you want to present yourself like everything is okay. When the facts is, from this perspective, from this metaphysical lens, everything is not okay, but it is okay because you can heal yourself. So in the Iliad, the healing knowledge is transmitted through a lineage, not institutions. What does this mean from a metaphysical lens? Your knowledge is not transmitted through whether or not you went to Duke or Yale or Harvard. This knowledge is transmitted through your DNA. That is your lineage. Homer presents medicine as a sacred craft passed from master to pupil across generations. If you don't have a master teaching you, that master is within you. So I have a medicine cabinet, I have tinctures, I have all of this shit that I utilize, not when I'm feeling great. Nigga, I'll be outside, and when I go outside, I don't know, I got hit with some shit. I got hit with some shit that sat your boy down, but I was still active. I was still doing shit because I got herbs at the crib. I got the turmeric. I got the ginger. I got the elderberry. I got the peppermint. Drinking tea nonstop. And I'm feeling the teas and the herbs heal me. And I'm thinking like, damn, I feel bad for people that's going back and forth to CVS and all this type of weird shit. I'm taking a mullein tincture. I'm drinking my elderberry syrup. And I'm feeling better. I'm feeling great. I'm on the mend. This shit is out here kicking people ass. So at a certain level, it's all interesting and it's all a game. Until you got a motherfucking disease or you sick. And then you go to these doctors and these doctors looking at you like, man, you know what? I wish I could help your ass, man. I really do. I sincerely want to help you, but I can't. For whatever reason. Your insurance ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit. Maybe I ain't shit. I don't know. Somebody ain't shit in this equation, but the sum of all things is I can't help you. I remember one time I went to the emergency room. I could not see. And I had to drive for a living. I couldn't see so bad. I went to the doctor. They said, man, we don't know what to do. You want us to run tests, nigga? You want me to take time out of my day, run tests on you? Hey, listen, I can't help you. Go home, Steve. I had to sit in my car and just think and meditate. And I said, well, I've been sick like this before, and the only thing that could help me was urine. Remember, I had chest pain so bad, just wrecked. My chest was just, I don't know, felt like my heart was breaking. I didn't know what to do. I'm just sitting there in a fetal position, just chest just hurt. And something said, man, just drink your urine. I said, drink my urine? that don't even make sense. But man, this shit hurt so bad. Let me just do it. I woke up, pissed in a cup, and drunk it. My chest stopped hurting immediately. I ain't never felt no pain like that ever again. I sat in that car. I said, fuck it. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to piss on my fingers, and I'm going to rub my eyes. I know it's nasty, but I couldn't see. I'd be having to work. I got kids. These doctors not help you. We think, so we have been programmed, conditioned, and fixated into thinking that the doctors can help us. And at the same time, they're giving us prescription pills. I dare you to open up a prescription bottle that your doctor gave you and smell it. And tell me it don't smell a little bit like piss. A little bit like piss. Y'all don't even understand. Your body produces all of the healing antibodies in your waist. You have the entities and energies within you to heal you already, but you have been conditioned and programmed to go to this doctor. The only issue is when you go to the doctor, they say, well, your insurance is $1,200 a month. You can't afford it. When you go to the doctor, they say, you ain't got no insurance. We can't help you. Then you're thinking, what the fuck am I going to do? You in a better position do you actually think you know if you start eating right and treating your body like it is a sacred vessel. Drinking the coconut water, drinking the fresh fruit juice. This is not a game. Cause I bet you 10%, 110% rather, your ass was around your family members eating all that bullshit ass food. That shit rock'em sock'em roboted your ass into another dimension. Now you figuring like, damn, what's wrong with the world? Ain't nothing wrong with the world. It's right and exact. Your Chiron principle is coming into the fold. Why? Because Achilles learns the healing arts directly from Chiron, blending warfare and medicine. This whole time, they've been using medicine as a form of warfare, and it makes sense. But see, how do we fight back? By cultivating our own medicine cabinet. You spiritual, you woke, but you have no herbs. You have no herbs. You have no medicine cabinet. Whenever you get sick, you run into the emergency room. You run into your PCP, primary care physician. Some of y'all is like, Hood, I stopped doing that PCP ever since 96, bruh. I don't fuck with that shit no more. That shit had me tripping. I said primary care physician. Patrocius receives this same knowledge from Achilles, and he becomes a battlefield healer. So what you're seeing is everybody is being taught by Chiron. So you would then have to use your brain and say, it's a nigga that's on all fours, but he look like a man. He teaching all the niggas all of the hot shit in the community. That would be a suspension of belief right there. That ain't never happened. Chiron thus is an inner understanding of your ability to heal yourself. And when you healed yourself, guess what you can do? You can kick ass. The problem with being sick, being diseased, is that it puts you on your ass. Now you can't show up the way you want to show up. And then when you go for healing, we talking about medical shit. Everybody knows somebody that have transitioned during COVID, and the shit ain't over. And the shit gonna continue because this is how these motherfuckers play. Y'all ain't never heard of smallpox blankets before? Y'all ain't never heard about that they was spreading so much disease in the New World and killed all the indigenous people through disease. And a nigga do not even got a medicine cabinet. Nigga going to CVS every time he gets sick. And every year, you feeling like you about to die. You can't breathe. And you eating meat 3 times a day. And niggas have already told you that industry is dead. All your meat coming from Uruguay. Coming from goddamn South America. I'm talking about cloned meat up the ass, and you just stuff in your face because it's the holidays. Damn, this goddamn green beans taste good as hell. Why you put a whole fucking half of a hog in this shit though? I can eat green. You can. Once I become a vegan, I'm like, damn, you can eat greens and green beans without meat. And they taste the same. The shit that always trips me out is spaghetti sauce that's meat flavored. How it's already spaghetti sauce. How you gonna flavor it with meat? Meat don't got no flavor. The hell? So what is healing? Healing includes botany, roots, herbs. So it's a difference between peppermint and dandelion. Niggas is grown ass men not even taking ashwagandha. A nigga gonna look you dead in the face and say, no, I don't take ashwagandha. And if you're a metaphysician and you've been taking ashwagandha for months and years, you want to damn near smack the nigga. How you not taking ashwagandha? How you not taking ashwagandha? You don't even know nothing about maca root. You don't even know nothing about vitamin B3. Vitamin D. These are things that niggas need to take every single day. Because where's you going to get it from? You're going to go to the goddamn grocery store, get a whole bunch of processed food, and Lord forbid if you ever read the ingredients or the nutrition facts, you're not going to see none of the things that you need on a day-to-day basis to eat. But you got to understand, for millions of years, people have lived off of roots and herbs, giving you not only the things to make you strong, but the things to make you spiritual, to awaken what needs to be awoken within you at a DNA level. What is the food doing? Now it's satiating you. It's making you feel full, but it's not giving you the vital herbs and minerals and nutrition you need to awaken. And of course, a spiritualist is not going to tell you this, because a spiritualist is getting your money. I can't tell you the truth if you're giving me your money. Because the fact that you're giving me your money means that you want me to lie to you. You may not know it or understand it, but it's people that clicked off this video as soon as I started talking about this shit. Because they don't want to hear it. They rather eat some fucking hot Cheetos and still talk about the hot spiritual shit. So Chiron, botany, pharmacology, drugs, mixtures, tinctures, potions, poisons too. You might have to poison a motherfucker. Shout out to the ancestors. A lot of us wouldn't even be here for real if our ancestors wasn't poisoning the fuck out these motherfucking slave masters. Oh, we got the slaves cooking for us. I don't know why you did that. I'm at the motherfucking foraging death cap mushrooms for your bitch ass. What you want to eat? Some fried chicken? Oh, here you go, sir. Eat up. Filled with death cap goddamn mushrooms in that bitch. That motherfucker crunk over. Yeah, man, I said dead. We poisoned his ass. You feel me? A lot of us wouldn't even be here without that shit. And I shade to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who understood Chiron in the sense where you might have to poison these niggas because they think it's so sweet. Ritual knowledge. So once again, it brings it all into changing your vibration. Meditation and ritual are the things that we do. We might do it to, manifest some shit, quote unquote, but ultimately, ritual meditation brings us closer to our soul. Brings us closer to our soul, brings us closer to information, brings us close to knowledge that allows us to show up in this world with self-awareness, with self-actualization. Because we should have been in this game for long enough to see motherfuckers, the blind leading the blind. Niggas just following people because they got views and shit. But at the end of the day, this is the science right here. How to heal yourself. And where do you find this information? Through your meditations, through your rituals. Because if I start telling you the shit that you need, but your soul tells you, this nigga said you need ashwagandha, you don't need ashwagandha, you need she legit. Or you need maca root. Or you need dandelion root. Don't fuck with that ashwagandha. That's not for you. Right? Medicine is practical and immediate. And like, let's talk about life. Because a nigga will, like these influencers, will get on here, it's Christmas, and start talking about the material things that they have gotten for Christmas. Or the material things they have bought their kids for Christmas. But they have not spoke about the medicines that's going to sustain life in this world where there is a biological warfare taking place. It's goddamn bombs going off all around you, and you at fucking Walmart trying to find a goddamn Nintendo Switch. You see it everywhere you go. You at every store, motherfuckers just out there, out of shape, out of breath, out of sorts, out of wits. It's the first of the year, so everybody gonna be at the gym. Don't got no trainer, don't got no regimen. Motherfuckers be at the gym for 15 minutes. I be seeing your goddamn workout. You do one set of 10 reps and go to the next thing. That ain't how it works. Heroes and demigods are trained as healers, implying leadership requires the ability to repair life, not only take it. So, understanding our ability to heal. When you think about the community that you are forming and the ways for which you are building community, imagine you building community and you got all of this knowledge on peppermint and wormwood and things of that nature, and you get around motherfuckers and they like, all right, we about to hit up BW3s. I need some lemon pepper joints. I want some spicy garlic. Then we about to drink mad Hennessy, mad Cutwaters. That's not the right community for you, right? So leadership in a spiritualist point of view, healing yourself, healing others. Because it's like it's the only thing that you can see. It's not like something that you're not blinded by the program. You're not blinded by the marketing. You're literally thinking about life and living it. Because you can have all of the material things and have horrible health, horrible inflammation, horrible weight, horrible balance. But you got all the physical things. Chiron is like, all right, let's get to the root of this. Because I want you to be powerful. I want you to be a leader. I want you to ascend. You have to understand this part of the game, the medicine. You can't buy this shit. You got to really sit and learn. Chiron's wisdom is earned through suffering, reinforcing the theme that pain initiates true mastery. People not ready for that. People not paying for pain. Paying, that's the same word. Pain is pain. The healer is not separate from violence or hardship. Medicine arises within the same conditions that cause wounds. So your sickness is also a solution. And I know it's hard, and I know it's even hard to believe. But at the same time, go down to the emergency room and spend $4,000 if you want to, or figure it out. Tradition frames healing as ancestral memory preserved through mentorship rather than written doctrine. So we're basically talking about the activation of DNA based upon the facts of the external being so painful. Because even like niggas wasn't caring when them COVID checks was coming out. When niggas was getting PPP loans and things of that nature. When if you in a mansion right now, you don't care. You in your mansion. Things is going right for you. You don't care. But when things aren't going the way you want it to go, you need to start figuring shit out. The thing of it is that Michael Jackson, you are not alone. I am here with you. Though you're far away, I am here to stay. You are not alone. So we're incorporating. So this is the Greek. Greek is Zeus. Roman is Jupiter. But all of this information was taken from our ancestors. In the ways of the ancestors was collectivism. Because that's the reality. We're all in this world. Ain't nobody in this world by themselves. And it goes into the spiritual understanding as well. Even Zeus, the ultimate of ultimate, still has mothers and fathers. Meaning that there is no way that you can enter into this dimension and do whatever you want. There's rules, there's protocols, there's understandings, and overstandings. So Zeus / Jupiter is not an actual person more than is an energy within each and every person representing their solar plexus chakra. Zeus is the planet of expansion. Where do people expand when they gain weight? Mostly they expand at their stomach or their solar plexus. Now, you go farther if you have less stomach or more stomach. You go farther if you have less stomach. Why? Because less is more. You can accomplish more in your life if you don't have a fat stomach. So Zeus can be, he can overdo it in your life and in your reality by being a fat ass. The better your life is, the slimmer your stomach is. But better meaning more expansion. You get more of whatever you're looking for if your body is put together. It's not. I'm at the gym every day because this reality, it harkens at the corner of my mind at every point that I go to. You know what I'm saying? Everything works out more when your stomach is together. So if your stomach ain't together, it ain't the end of the world, but you gonna have to get to it. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Fatter or skinnier? More expansive or less expansive? Let's be real about this shit. Zeus and Jupiter emerges as the supreme ruler through cunning, liberation, and alliance. So think of this metaphysically. Kronos or Saturn, this nigga eats his kids. I got 6 children. At a certain point, be like, damn, I should have ate these niggas. These niggas is out of control. You know what I mean? Goddamn. Y'all sit down for a second. You know what I mean? But anyways, Kronos, he eating his kids. He don't let them live for nothing. His wife, she don't like it. So she having a baby, and with Zeus thinking she having a baby, he gives her a stone. And when he swallows the stone thinking it's a baby, he has to throw up the stone because he can't digest it. And when he throws up the stone, all of the babies get free. And since Zeus is the youngest, he is the first to be dispersed. And Zeus ultimately takes over Saturn's rulership. And we can see this now with Donald Trump and Joe Biden's old ass still being president. Knowing damn well we need a goddamn millennial leadership class in this motherfucker, right? But Zeus eats his kids. You think your parents, you think this older generation give a fuck about you? They give a fuck about themselves. That's why the world is the way it is. But it is human nature. It's not something that is so insidious and wrong. It is the understanding of metaphysical properties. You literally have to have a level of trick to get them to switch them out of their position. So Zeus, he comes into power, and the first thing he does is free the Cyclops. And because when he frees the Cyclops, they reward him with thunder and lightning. Now, thunder and lightning is something that happens to the ancient when he looks at the thunder and lightning and he goes, wow, that's amazing. You know why that's happening? I have no fucking idea. I have no clue. Well, let's just make up some shit. Hey, that sounds good to me. Let's imagine a nigga is throwing lightning through the sky, right? Because in the ancient mind, the thunder and the lightning is the most important thing. You know why? Because thunder and lightning genuinely stimulate mushroom growth. This phenomenon is linked in global folklore such as Zeus, Jupiter, throwing out, because you got to understand, the ancients had no TV. They just had their surroundings. So what was the entertainment? The entertainment was ritual. And ritual, like knowledge and the expansion of knowledge, was through a mode of psychedelic ritual. And I know that's kind of hard for you to believe, but I dare your ass to just sit on the couch and watch TV and tell me how much spiritual awakening is going to take place. But then I also double dog dare you to start doing rituals, start doing meditations, start taking psychedelics in the realm of your meditations and your rituals. And then come back to me 2 months from now and tell me that you haven't acquired ancient sacred knowledge through your modes of being able to meditate and do rituals. All I'm saying is don't knock it until you try it. Because once again, it's just thunder and lightning. But it also excites the mycelial process. So it's like, well, what are they talking about in these stories? These niggas is literally tripping balls going into other dimensions and seeing the other realms. Because you ain't going to see a nigga walking around with half horse, half man giving you knowledge. You're not going to see a nigga walking around with lightning bolts in his hands throwing them. But go ahead and go into some deep meditation. Go ahead and go into some deep hallucination. You're going to see all type of shit. Okay? On Gaia's council, Zeus liberates Hecate, embodying overwhelming force and cosmic labor to fight the Titans. The Titan Nomaki ends when the Titans defeated and imprisoned in Tartarus, guarded by the Hecate, an order imposed over primordial power. Typhoeus, born of Tartarus and G, represents a chaotic, apocalyptic resistance, and Zeus also conquers him, affirming sovereignty over both heaven, and the abyss. So when you're looking at Zeus, you're looking at your solar plexus chakra, which is the middle, which is the command center, which is the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind has a lot of motherfucking work to do in reference to this world. It's a lot of chaos. It's a lot of things that are going to hold you back, distract you. And you could be really realistic about this. Think about all of the shit you've been through in your life. At a certain point, you have to bring it back to center, refocus, and bring this and push this shit forward. This is Zeus. This is the Zeus metaphysics within you, your ability to center yourself. And you've also seen people who don't have the ability to center themselves, when you see them just go off the dead end, off the deep end, right? You're like, damn, bro, you couldn't just calm down a little bit. You just had to crash out. Zeus secures dominion by absorbing Metis while she is pregnant with Athena, internalizing wisdom to prevent a prophesied overthrow. Rule through foresight. So when you look at this, there's also talking about the third eye chakra. When you are doing your chakra work, you are raising your energy. Now, they're going to have they're going to personify it in the way that they personify it. But you have to then use your common sense. Is a nigga having a baby through his third eye chakra? You ever see somebody have a baby through their third eye? The answer is no. So this is a realm of imagination and a personification. Zeus's head is not an entity's head or a man's head. It is your head. It is your third eye. Athena's birth is the activation of your third eye chakra. In the same way as the third eye chakra is the eye of Ra, the eye of Ra is not this passive symbolism. The eye of Ra, this nigga is going to war. So intellect, strategy, conscious authority, how do you establish that? Do you establish that by going down to the White House? Like, look, nigga, Athena's being born from my head. Or you find it within yourself. You develop an intellect within yourself. You develop a strategy within yourself. You are not giving yourself enough credit. You are not sitting down and journaling. Because if you was meditating, if you was sitting down and you was journaling the godly thoughts that was coming through your mind, you was capturing it with blue fucking ink. Blue ink in a fucking notebook. Simple shit. You're not doing that. You typing, you on your laptop, you on your phone, you on your iPad. None of this is activating your pineal gland. You have no intellect if you just scrolling all day. It don't take no fucking intellect to watch fucking TikTok. You're not getting no fucking strategy from Instagram, from Facebook. You could cut that shit off though. You can cut that shit off. Open up that goddamn journal. Get you a book, nigga. Metal Netter, Volume 1, $35 online. Buy this shit, have this shit, and read this shit. Read it, take notes, look up the words, because it's words in here that you don't even fucking know. What you going to say? Well, I don't know the word, fuck it. No, you going to learn the word. You're going to grow your intellect. You're going to develop a strategy. You have a mind. You have an indwelling intelligence that is giving you the play-by-play. And when you operating in your play-by-play, this is where the Bible verse comes. When I'm with God, who can be against me? I'm paraphrasing. What is the verse? Who can be against me? Bible verse. What is that? Romans 8:31. If God is really for us, who can be against us? When you talking about Zeus, when you're talking about Jupiter, you're talking about the same God from the Bible. And when you think that it's talking about a white man with a beard on a mountain, you got shit entirely fucked up. It's not even real. You ain't never seen a mountain with 12 motherfuckers on it before in your life. It's just made up. It's talking about metaphysical concepts within your ass. All right? Zeus is within you. You are Zeus. Zeus is a concept within you. Jupiter is a concept within you. It's not nothing outside of you. Successive unions, Zeus's fathers are the cosmic regulators. This is what I mean by collectivism. You can't do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do. If Zeus got fathers, that means that you got to understand the Ein Sof or the limitless space above, your brain, your mind, which is limited. There's only so much that it can know. There's only so much that it can do. But there's also a certain level of energy that helps us and guides us to the ultimate truth. So, hooray, order, seasons, time, understanding time. Conscious people, till they blue in the face, is going to tell you, it ain't the new year, it's January 1st. Ain't nothing new. Niggas is going to tell you, the real new year started April, hood. The real new year started April. I mean, I get it, but what you going to do now? What is this time for? They just want to lie to you, hood. I mean, which one of us made the rules? Nobody made the rules. It was laid out before us. Now, in reference to what could happen and what could happen, God could say, it could be a whole bunch of different things that could happen. But as far as I can tell, when I fill out something in the fucking mail or got to fill out a form, I got to put 2025 on that motherfucker, 2026 on that motherfucker. That's just the way it is. That's the order of it. We was in Ethiopia, it'd be something different. If we was in China, it'd be something different. But we ain't in none of them places. We right here. So understanding the order and the seasons is only going to benefit you, even though the real New Year starts in April. I know that. I heard that. I didn't champion that shit before. But when I got down and dirty and started to doing my due diligence on the numerology of the year, that shit tracked. That shit was real. This was a 9-year, guys. This was a 9-year. And no, you can't tell me that it wasn't a 9-year. This was a 9-year. And next year, it's going to be a 1 year. It's going to be a new beginning. Ain't no way around it. Moray, fate. What is this? Everybody dies. Everybody dies. So the nigga who's getting all of the money, the girl that's the boss babe, made all the right decisions, walk outside and the piano fall on her goddamn head. That's fate. So in reference to you balancing all of your chakras, meditating every single day, I did everything I was supposed to do, hood. How can I avoid fate? You can't, because it is the father of Zeus. It is the creator of Zeus. It's a collectivism formula. Because without it, a nigga could just be so powerful and just take over the whole world. Nigga be knocking on your door. Hey, get up out of here. I'm Zeus. I rule this bitch. But ain't nobody doing that, because even Zeus got to answer to people. Grace, charities, grace, harmony. These rule over Zeus. So the ability to show grace or to have grace, the etymology of grace. Grace, God's unmerited favor, love, or help. See, charities can come and help you. When you ever been out of sorts, out of no way, not having nothing going on, and then something enter into your life that's just there to help you, just there to show up for you, that's bigger and better than Zeus. That's bigger and better than all your strategy, planet, intellect. It is Zeus's father, right? Persephone, life, death, renewal, or rebirth. Everybody dies. Everybody is reborn. This cycle is bigger and greater than Zeus. The muses, memory, art, inspiration, making sure I take time to paint, making sure that I take time to do music. Why? Because there'll be a point in time where this body and vessel is no longer here. But my music, my painting will still be here. And now I'm being more intentional about who and what I'm making songs for. Making songs for my children, making songs for my unborn daughter, right? As a way to work with these musics. We so advanced that niggas is no longer creative. Niggas don't painting. Niggas ain't making music. With AI, niggas can make a song right now. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but shit, y'all niggas ain't gonna be creative at all. What's above Zeus? Light, law, instinct, right? As powerful as Zeus is, as powerful as Jupiter is, there are so many factors on top of Zeus pause that you begin to understand the collectivism of it all. And you start to understand the issue of the programming that we're dealing with today, of the individualism of a person that can just do whatever, be whatever, go whatever. And none of the planets is moving like that. None of the natural is moving like that. But humans, we are like counterintuitive entities at this point. There was a time where we moved in order, in unison with the stars and with the nature, and you would see glorious empires of the Zulu, glorious empires of the Egyptian, glorious empires of the Kushite, Mansa Musa, the Moors. Now niggas is dead ass, goddamn, wearing skinny jeans, trying to fuck on these hoes and doing all this type of weird shit. Is no real nation building. So what I'm gonna do is play a quick snippet of the meaning of a square, and just to give us kind of like a backdrop of the energy of a square. This is from a video that I've done a long time ago called Astrology Aspects Explained. If you want to see this full video, it's going to be on my YouTube channel, or you can access the slideshow to get access to the video, which is going to be exclusively on my Substack. So if y'all can't hear it, please let me know. If y'all can, please enjoy.
Being, or else you're gonna be sad. This condition is the need to go to the bank. Restricts, and because Saturn is the law of karma, and on how the interplay is. If you understand what you need to do and you do it, you're rewarded. So the most important thing to understand with an opposition and a square is by understanding them, even though they're difficult placements, by balancing them, you find power. Now, opposition is the need to go to the store. A square is the reality that you cannot make it to the store, but you may want to go to the store, but you can't because the store is in another country. And you're like on YouTube learning about this like restaurant, but you just can't go. And if you can't go, then there needs to be some balancing within your being, or else you're gonna be sad and upset that you can't go to the store. But another part is just accepting the fact that you can't go to the store. So therefore, Mars represent the irreconcilabilities that are in our chart. And if you do have squares in your chart, there are blockages that maybe you just can't get into that space. Maybe the store is closed, and if the store is closed, there's literally nothing you could do about it. If you need that product now, you either have to wait or order online. So there has to be some action to deal with the fact of the matter, and there's no way around it. But in balancing it, in acting out of this frustration, desperation, you're actually awakening what you need to awaken within yourself. Squares are the most powerful aspects in your chart, and understanding your squares, if you don't understand anything else, you access a level of power that most people never access, because the squares are the things that arouse you out of negative situations. It induces panic. It also alerts you to an action-reaction law of cause and effect. Now, the law of cause and effect is reversed in modern society, where astrology teaches you to act and react from your actions. The world teaches you to react from other people's actions. So in understanding your squares, are you the actor or are you the reactor? And if you understand that you're the actor, then you utilize the principle of a square, which is found in Mars, the planet of action. So in understanding a square in your chart, you understand how you respond to the world or how the world responds to you. If you are an actor, then the world reacts to you. If you are a reactor, then you are a victim of the world. So dealing with this actual square is the most powerful aspect, if I haven't said that yet. Finally, we're dealing with a conjunction, and
So to summarize quickly, are you acting in this particular energy or are you reacting? If you are reacting, you have no control. But if you are acting, you have all of the power. Are you acting from Jupiter or the guru or your inner intelligence? Or are you acting from false teachings, false beliefs, or institutions that their only goal is to make money, 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 and teaching you, right? You go to college, you get the degree. You can't just go to a job interview like, yo, I just graduated. Can I get a job now? They'd be like, you and 50,000 other people graduated with the same degree. It's one position. We can do the Hunger Games. Y'all can fight to the death. How y'all want to do this? You like, I paid all of this money, 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 money. They're like, yeah, so did 50,000 other people. Hey, we rich, you poor. So enjoy them wages being garnered for the next 50 years. Okay, Chiron is at 28 degrees Pisces. The Sabian symbol for this particular degree is enough is a feast. So this presents to me a tightrope that one must walk. And it is a severe tightrope because it's not wrong for you to get it how you want to get it. But being greedy and selfish is wrong. That's a tightrope right there. That's a paradox. What does enough look like for you? Do you have enough? Because if you have enough, you also have a feast. You have more than enough if you have enough. And if you don't have enough, goddamn, what you gonna do to get it? Because you on Earth. And if you're not going to master your energy, this is something that I know, you'll be walking around this bitch dusty, musty, and confused. You can please people. You can have a wonderful boyfriend. You have an excellent girlfriend. You can have a wonderful family. But if you do not master your energy, you're going to be dusty, musty, and confused. When you master your energy, your chakras, your shadow, then things are going to happen to you at the level where people just going to feel like you lucky. How did you do that? How did you manifest a business? How people just giving you money every day? Because I've mastered my energy. I have mastered my chakras. I've become the magnet to my reality. So whereas when things ain't acting right or things ain't going the way that I want them to do, I don't react. I act in a way where I'm working with my energy. You can be abundant and not be a greedy person. You just got to understand what's enough for you, depending on your circumstances. But ultimately, your desire is your desire, but what are you going to do to fulfill it? So from the article, I took a little quote from it, but be sure to read the whole article available on my Substack. The wounds activated here revolve around satisfaction. What does satisfaction truly mean for you? And where has that line been distorted, suppressed, or overextended? Are you aware of what enough is for you? Sometimes you got enough and you want more. One's in the chat. Sometimes you got a nice house. Sometimes you got a car. Sometimes you got enough food to eat. Sometimes business is going great. But since you haven't been clear with what enough is, you're still trying to get it. You're afraid of losing it. That's when you fall off the tightrope. Sometimes things is going good, but you don't even understand grace. What is grace? Thanks. Just saying, thank you. I'm just grateful right now. I'm grateful God is working in my life. How do I know God is working in my life? Because I have enough. What is enough? Enough is a feast. A feast. Enough is a feast. That is powerful. If you say that to niggas would be like, man, I don't got enough. Whole time you be like, damn nigga, you got a 4-wheeler, you got a Cadillac, you got a Jeep, you got a house, you got 2 baby mamas, they all get along, you be hitting both of them. You be hitting both of your mamas at the same time. You don't got enough. Some of our baby mamas want to fight to the death. They want to do a Hunger Games competition. And they're not even fighting for our love. They just want to be the only one to talk shit to us. That's just some of us. But anyways, Jupiter at Gemini 27 degrees speaks of moving away from nature into a more formal and structured way of being in order to grow in consciousness. So this is great, especially in this world where everything we're fixated and focused on is getting more, except when it's time to travel. So who's going to have the best traveling? The one who has, 17 pieces of Louis V luggage? Or the person that's walking around this bitch with I got my toothpaste, I got my toothbrush, and I got my charger, and I got my cell phone. Let's get active. Let's get to it. I got a rag and some Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap. Let's get active. What's going on? My ass is clean. My mouth is clean. My phone is charged. Let's get into something. Let's do something. We can get on some apps, make some money. What you trying to do? Yeah, I gotta carry the 17-piece luggage set, my boy. All right, man, you have fun. You got 2 arms. I don't know how you're gonna do this. You ain't got no carriage. You don't got no help. You just got all of this baggage. And trust me, this is a metaphor for all of the shit that niggas be trying to talk about and all the shit that people be trying to do. I don't go beyond the shit that I know. I will journal. I journal this shit. Everything that I'm talking about, I journaled it. I wrote it all down from my brain, from my study, and everything that I'm talking about is from this one sheet of paper. I ain't gonna talk about shit else. Less is more. You get farther with less. You don't, and you trying to grow, you gotta let people go. You gotta let places go. You gotta let ideas go. Illusions of grandeur. You gotta let emotional attachments go, because if you're trying to move through life, if you're trying to expand like Jupiter, all of the shit you holding on to is holding you back. I don't care about your baby daddy the same way you don't care about my baby mama. Nobody even asked. You bringing it up in conversation, how much you hate your baby mama because you ain't did no shadow work. And I've done shadow work, so I know you projecting. I know you was hell to that nigga. I know you ran that nigga through the ringer and then some. It's a wonder that he's still keeping it cordial with your ass. But you want to talk shit to me about him when he was the good guy. At the end of the day, just let it go, because we are trying to move forward in this new relationship. I know you got an ex. I got some exes. All right, triple X, pornography. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm letting them go and I'm being present. For the sake of growth, it is a natural process. Every healthy organism lets shit go. You never seen a rose lifting up all of the roses around it. At a certain point, is doing him or doing her. And always remember, a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you hold the... Let me get these lyrics. Because what I am is what I am. Shout out to goddamn Aretha Franklin with the channel. No, nigga, love a good channel. Because a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. He can't leave you and then take you, make you and then break you. Darling, you hold the power. Because what I am, what I am. That's the joint. Decision. Decision is a cold word, man. It's one of the coldest words in the history of life. Because Black people, we live in a mire, in a murkiness, in a swamp of indecision. We don't make decisions. We just kind of go with the flow. A decision, though, is to literally cut off. And if it don't make sense, look up the word incision. An incision is something that they're going to do for a surgery. A decision is the same action, but it's something that you're doing for your life. And in order to make a decision, you got to cut off all of the bullshit. So what decisions are you going to make that represents this particular transit? Which direction are you going with your life, depending on where's Jupiter at in your chart? Where's Chiron at in your chart? We'll get to that. But understanding that this ain't nothing that you're going to mull over and think hard about. You're just going to act in a way that is going to benefit you and your family right now. Because one of the key understandings in doing this study is that the foundation is the outcome. The seed already knows it's going to be an oak tree before it becomes an oak tree. And there's no guarantee that the seed will become an oak tree, but that is not the seed from doing what it's supposed to do, deciding of what it is and what it came here to do. So let's not get caught up in guarantees and making sure it works. Just have an idea of what you are, who you are, what you are, and what you are going to be. Decide it. I am going to own a farm in the next 10 years. I am going to lose weight in the next 10 years. I'm going to fill in the blanks. But you say I'm going to start a relationship in the next 10 years. Stop calling yourself single. Stop selling it. It ain't no men out here. All these women is hoes. All this type of shit. That's not making a decision. You haven't decided that you want to have a successful relationship. You in the muck and mire and the swampiness of indecision. Yeah, I want a girl, but you know, all these girls are sluts now. Well, that's not a decision. Unless that you into that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, know what I'm saying? So let's look up the transit chart, and it's going to be a link in the slideshow on the Substack. That link, look up your transit chart here, will bring you to AstroSeek. And from here, you can put in your birthday. My birthday, August 23rd, 1984. Born at 10 a.m., Birth City, Beantown. Shout out to Boston, Massachusetts. That's where my mama stay, where my grandmama stay. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Where your mama stay? Where your granddaddy stay? All right, so right off the rip, Jupiter, transit Jupiter. So your transits are going to be the placements of the sky today. The inner is going to be your birth chart. So what you want to look for is this outer ring. This outer ring is Jupiter. Jupiter is conjunct my midhaven. Chiron is in my 7th house. All right. So what I can do is go to our trusty, dusty little cheat code or whatever. What I'm looking for is Jupiter in the 10th, Chiron in the 7th. Does that make sense? One's in the chat if what I just did made sense and you know how to look up what house Jupiter is and what house Chiron is in your chart. What did it say for me? Disappointment in teachers, partners. Oh, goddamn. Ding, 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 ding. Because what I am is what I am. Guides and destabilizes your public direction. You gotta understand, when I had my mindset on shit, motherfucker was in my life having a whole different way of how shit was going to be. So with that being said, authority is questioned externally because it was misplaced relationally. I resonate with that shit, man. So now I have to rebuild my whole entire public life on inner authority rather than borrowed validation, which is in right and exact with me, because I've entered into a realm of a domain of, did you meditate today? Health is wealth botanicals. Like I have to, I'm not mad or sad, or it's just something that I have to do. And at first, I was sad and mad and going through it and stressing out about it. But then when Jupiter hit my midhaven, it's like, okay, midhaven is your career. Midhaven is like what you are going to do. My moon is conjunct my midhaven, meaning that my subconscious controls my career. And for me, that's just been my whole entire life. Even when I was selling weed, I would go to sleep and imagine motherfuckers calling me for weed. I didn't even know nobody. I didn't even know how to sell weed, but I just would just go to sleep. People would call me in the morning. Hey man, can I get a 20 sack? For sure. People will buy a goddamn, they used to buy a pound of marijuana, now they buy a pound of ashwagandha, you know? It's the same hustle, but now I'm not going to jail for some years selling ashwagandha. and red raspberry leaf, things of that nature. It's still herbs. Yeah, you got that herb. Yeah, I got that herb. Not that herb you thinking of though. Even though it's a Schedule 3 substance, I might get back on it. But a lot of this shit is chemical the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no good shit out here no more. This shit is kind of crazy. But besides the point, understanding your chart, which, you know, it's like I'm looking at my chart and understanding my chart. This third decan of Gemini with the moon conjunct my midhaven. It's like I'm reading this chart as if I'm looking at it for the first time. It's like you're gonna start a business, and that business is gonna be related to you. So it's like the blueprint for my business probably won't be the same blueprint for your business. Because this shit is just like, I just have had to sit with myself for so long to cultivate and build myself up from a subconscious. Like I have to literally believe in myself. I don't have no external support. And then when you get into relationships with people, my bare minimum was support. You know, that's my bare minimum. And even that is too much to ask certain individuals. But the same way as my son being in the 11th house and having a relationship with somebody whose moon and is an Aquarius, oh, that matches. So it's like figuring out what works for me, understanding the relationships that work for me. It's easy to understand when I look at my chart. But when I don't look at my chart, or when I'm just trying to do my best, you know, it's confusing. But I say this all to say, look up your transit chart. Look at your chart, study your transit chart. I know it don't make sense, but you can gain knowledge. You can learn it. You can learn astrology. It's not hard to learn. It's not something that's going to be separated. It's not a science that's going to like separate you or mislead you or nothing like that. It's going to help you. So I'll lay out all of this information out here, but it's also on the Substack. So you can comment, oh, Hood, you got any more information? My Chiron is in the 2nd, my Jupiter is in the 5th. I'll answer. We can talk about it, but let's do that on the Substack, or let's do that on the Discord. All of the links are in my bio. I gotta go to the damn health department for something completely unrelated, but that means I have to end this video before they close at 4:30. With that being said, I hope y'all liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Share the video. The Cash App is $HoodMystic38. Once again, I appreciate everybody's support. Follow me on Instagram at TheHoodMystic. Make sure you join the Discord. Link is in the description. All that being said, I hope y'all enjoying this video, learn something. Be sure to join the Substack so you can look at the slideshow, get into where this shows up in your chart, so you can get more information on how to incorporate this knowledge moving forward as we are dealing with time, energy, frequency, vibration. I feel like, you know, this new year is going to shift a lot of things for us. But with all of that being said, I'll be here to talk about it. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bells to get notified when we do go live, when I do upload videos. With all that being said, I will catch y'all all on the flip side, man. I appreciate y'all time, y'all energy, y'all patience, and we'll see y'all all on the flip side. Peace to y'all.
Test this out. Now keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about bullshit.
How you walking in the future?